This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Welcome to Usapang Bayan. Ako po si George Chua. Pag-uusapan po natin ang mga mahahalagang issue at mga pangyayari sa ating bayan. Ngayong gabi po ay magkakaroon tayo ng ating guest na si Shariff Ibrahim Albani. No? Naging guest na po natin siya noon nung siya po ay naging senatorial candidate at ngayon po naman siya po ay ang Philippine branch head at Special Envoy to the OIC of the World Economic Philosophical Forum. No? So, welcome to our show, Mr. Albani. So, maybe you can tell us a little bit about that World Philosophical Forum.
Yeah. Una sa lahat, gusto ko sanang batiin ang sambayanan Pilipino, to my brother Christian, nawa sumayin niyo ang tunay na kapayapaan. Sa mga kapatid ko Muslim, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wal barakatuh. Sa ating mahal na kapatid, ang Uncle Man, George Chua, maraming salamat sa araw na ito. Talking about the World Philosophical Forum, it is under the United Nations. It is more on educational entity, objectively to unify the Muslim, the Christian, and all religious sector within one direction. Adopting the so-called right of understanding, because they want to erase the barrier of indifferences between the Muslim, the Christian, and indigenous people as a whole, because we are one. That is the wisdom and advocacy of the World Philosophical Forum.
Yung World Philosophical Forum ho, paano ho ba nagiging miyembro niyan? O paano ho kayo naging special envoy at naging Philippine branch head?
Well, as an active peace advocate in our country, I have my own foundation here under the name of Unity for Revival Foundation. It is almost 17 years as a humanitarian organization. Number two, I also chair the international movement on peace, unity, and national reconciliation. But when the whole world knows, especially in different chairman of the World Philosophical Forum, identify my work as a humanitarian at the same time as a chairman of campaigning for unity and diversity. So they appoint me as one of the chairman. That is the basic. Number two, last 2013, one of the certain organization, they invite the 7 head of state here, more than 400 to 500 international personalities. So I was there as one of the keynote speaker. Wow. So when I delivered the advocacy of my foundation, establishing the unity and diversity among the Filipino people, so they recognize this guy must be part of our organization, not only in the Philippines but in the whole world.
No, but you heading your own foundation, yes, and other, yes, I guess, peace-loving activities.
Yes.
Saan ho ba kinukuha yung inyong funding para naman matustusan ang pangangailangan ng inyong grupo?
Well, as a businessman, I am also a freelancer businessman. I have our company in Singapore, which is the holding company under the name of Taisei Group of Company, more on trading business, commodity business. We have also small business in Malaysia, which is under the name of Pusener. It's more on oil and gas business. So currently also, we established one of the sister company of our company, of the holding company here in the Philippines, under the name of Ferrous Minerals Trading Corporation, in tandem with the Russian group of
I
companies.
see. So basically self-supporting ang
Yes,
inyong
yes,
organization
yes.
na ang ginagamit niyo po ay sarili niyong pondo.
Yes, yes.
So,
What-
ang topic ho natin ngayong gabi na I think you wanted to specifically talk about is federalism and BBL.
Yes.
Pag-usapan nga ho natin yung ating federalism dahil kasi kung makikita natin, napakaraming iba-ibang models ang federalism. Ano ho ba ang masasabi niyo dyan at aling type ng federalism ang sinusuportahan niyo at bakit?
Well, ang sa akin, I really admired our beloved President in advocating the word federalism. Ang federalism kasi, nakikita ko sa iba't ibang nag-advocate ng federalism, they are all copied federalism. Copied from the different countries. So nakikita ko, we have our own federalism before. A successful federalism. What are that federalism so-called? In the advent of our ancestor before, it is the set of our government before it was in Sulu, in Maimbong, under the Sultanate Empire, the Maharlikan Empire, in Mindanao, Sultan Kudarat, in Mactan, Lapu-Lapu, in Visayas, the 10 island of Panay, it was headed by Sultan Marikudu, in Iloilo, Sultan Ilong-Ilong, in Luzon is divided into 3 forms of Sultanate, Princess Ordua of Pangasinan, Sultan Lakandula, and Sultan Sulaiman. Their political structure before is a federated form of government under a monarchical concept and linguistic concept. So para sa akin, why not in the advent of our ancestor, we are richest country in the whole world in adopting that kind of political structure. So sometime, if we will adopt other political platform in terms of federalism, it's not suitable sa customary practices and tradition natin. Like in America, they have different culture and tradition. So this kind of federalism, it was used by our ancestor and it was also copied by President Marcos in advocating a regionalization program. Region 1, the chief minister must be coming from the Ilocanos people, not coming from the Visayas. In Region 6, also Region 7 must be Bisaya. So in Mindanao, is divided in many tribal, like in Region 9, majority approximately around the Tausug. The chief minister must be the Tausug.
So you're advocating for a federalism whereby the divisionary lines are based on traditional tribes. Yung mga tribal boundaries, mga ganyan.
Yes.
I see.
So on that point of federalism before, they are successful. And when President Marcos copied on that structure, naging successful tayo. We are number 2 in terms of economic development in the whole Asia, second to Japan. So I think we request to our beloved President, why not accommodate also some our advocacy instead of copying from other country, why not use our own federalism? Because this is a successful federalism before in the advent of our ancestors.
So, halimbawa ho, para lang maintindihan ng ating mga tagapanood, ano ho ba ang hindi magawa natin ngayon na kayang gawin kung tayo ay nasa federalismo?
Number 1, malaki po ang hindi natin magawa. Tulad ngayon, number 1, ang hindi natin magawa, hindi magawa ng gobyerno natin, administration natin ngayon. What I mean, the political structure today, like the senatorial leadership, the leadership, national leadership. Because we have 24 senators, 21 in Luzon, 3 in Visayas, none in Mindanao. But if we establish a federated form of government, they will establish an equal footing of leadership. Like in Region 9,
may representation sila.
they will govern their own. Number 2, in terms of economic development, like today, we have out of 100% income of the national government, 80% will goes to the federal, meaning to the national government. 20% may iwan lang dito sa local. So, if we are going to establish a federalism, baliktad na siya. 80% will goes to the local, 20% will goes to the
paano
national.
naman ho yung mga ating less developed areas na Kung sasabihin mong 20% lang ang mapupunta sa gobyerno, 80% sa kanila, pero yung 80% na mapupunta ho sa kanila, medyo napakababa, ano? Dahil kasi maliit lang ang kita nila. Saan ho nila pagkukunan naman yung kakulangan nila?
Well,
maiiwanan sila lagi.
Well, hindi po, sa pananaw po namin, as a businessman, hindi sila maiiwan. Why? Because try to understand the national income of our country, out of 100%, 65% came from Mindanao. 35% Luzon and Visayas. So without Mindanao, I think Philippines can never stand alone. But in terms of development, nakikita natin, based on the structure, around 5 to 10 to 20% lang matitira sa kanila. But Mindanao is the richest country in terms of natural resources. That's the reason why we salute President Duterte, our beloved president. He is really focusing on the development of Mindanao, not only Mindanao but the entire Philippines. So if we can support his advocacy in using the federative form of government, I think ito na ang panahon, magkaroon tayo ng long-lasting peace solution for our country.
So, dahil kasi madidevelop natin
Yes.
ang mga Muslim brothers
Yes,
natin.
yes. They have been deprived, neglected in terms of development.
Kayo ho ba ay which part of Mindanao are you from and what tribe are you from po?
Originally, I came from Sulu. I am a purely blooded Tausug from Sulu. Yeah.
And then mga royal family rin kayo?
Yes.
I see. So, ang heritage nyo po ay talagang coming in from Mindanao talaga?
Yes. We are belong to the Sultanate Kingdom. So, as a member of the Sultanate clan, so we are advocating yung federalism in the advent of ancestor because proven na, tested and proven. Pero if you will scout, mag-import pa tayo ng federalism platform, ibang topic na naman. Baka it were not suitable on the customary practices in tradition of our country.
So you were saying that you're part of the Sultanate. Are you referring to the Sultanate of Sulu?
Of Sulu, yeah.
Yes. So just as a sidetrack lang ho,
Yes.
have we given up or has what is the status of the claim of the Sultanate of Sulu on the issue on Borneo and things like that?
Well, para sa akin, we have a lot of claimant actually, but they are all relatives, brother, sister, cousin, you know. Para sa akin, it is known in the history. This is facts already. We should not claim Sabah. Why you claim? It is belong to us. So let the history tell to us. But the most important here, the most issue to the Sultanate of Sulu, to the relatives that we have now, we have to stand united into one. Because once we are disunited, we are weak. We cannot do anything. So I am appealing to the Sultanate of Sulu, especially the Tausug, the Muslim people, the Christian, let's come together into one. Because no need to claim, that's belong to us. Kung sa atin yan, ibibigay sa atin.
Pero you have no possession. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Well, the positioning, we have to claim, of course. But it's not in a form of armament, it's not in a form of war, it's a form of, a diplomatic approach. And also the president of our country, sabi niya rin, if I will win in this coming election, during his campaign, I will recognize the historical facts of the Bangsamoro. Meaning, historical fact is based on the Sultanate. So, maybe he will urging to discuss about the Sultanate of Sulu in the future.
So I think that's good to hear, and especially if you are able to unite your claims.
Yes.
No? Then it'll be easier to establish the historical reference as to who the legitimate claimants will be. No? So, what should be the next step for federalism so that maipatupad natin tong federalism na ito? Ano ho ang masasuggest nyo?
Well, sa akin, malala po itong usapan kasi this is we have to assemble all intellectual battle of lawyer. Why? Because sa atin, under a democratic country, kailangan i-due process pa natin yan because our Senate and the Congress magkakaroon pa ng CONAS yan, blah, blah, blah. So, we as a Filipino, especially our grassroots Filipino people must be educated. They must be understand ano ba itong federalism. Because sometimes, ang iba nagtatanong, ano ba klaseng federalism? Hindi natin maintindihan. So, I am appealing to our beloved President, sana ma-disseminate natin ang information hanggang sa grassroots so that ma-educated natin ang tao.
Pero para ho ma-implement yan, kailangan ho tayo mag-charter change,
Yes.
change of government. Ano ho ba ang proposal nyo para maiganap yung ating charter change? Is it through Constitutional Assembly or Constitutional Convention? Ano ho ba ang proposal nyo dyan?
Well, sa akin kasi, I am not I am not a lawyer in the field of practice, but for me, kasi nakikita natin ngayon, kung idaan pa natin yan sa sinatawag na due process, con us o blah blah, ang nakikita natin dito, the government will spend a lot of billion pesos. So nakikita natin, the government under the economic bankruptcy today. So we have to rely on our beloved President if they can shortcut the process, because we are under a democratic country. There is a lot of opposition that they will impose objection on the federalism. So I hope our beloved President and the Filipino people ma-educate sila paano natin may shortcut into na tawag na mapadali yung federalism natin.
Ano ho ba ang naiisip niyong pinakamabilis natin kayang gawin itong federalism?
Well, para sa akin, since our President, nakikita natin, nagsiservisya sa bayan, we have to give a veto power to decide. The Congress and the Senate, they must give a full authority to our beloved President
So
to
you
decide.
think it's possible within his term that we will have a federal government?
Well, I partly say yes, I partly say no. Why I say yes? If the Filipino people are united into one, especially there is no such opposition that they will interpose objection, I think in 2 to 3 years from now, makukuha niya. But because we have a lot of international intervention, nagagamit yung mga Pilipino for their own benefit and interest, not the interest of the majority or the national interest, so tatagal. Baka hindi makuha ng ating mahal na Presidente.
Yung sinasabi niyong international interest, are you referring to any particular country who would like us, who like to intervene?
Well, marami po yan. We cannot just pinpoint, but nakikita natin like what happened, ang nangyayari dito sa Mindanao, like Mauti. Nakikita natin why President Duterte declared martial law because of Mauti. Mauti, yan ang mga justification niya. Now, ang Mauti, nakikita natin, the ideology is not coming from our brother Muslim in Mindanao. Because as a Muslim, we against Mauti, we against harming people, we against terrorists, we against ISIS. So 99.99 Muslim, we are against the advocacy of that people. Who advocating that Mauti? That is international group, international group using our people because they are gutom na sila. So nakikita natin dito, I am appealing again to my brother Muslim in Mindanao, especially to the leader. I hope we have to help our President. Nakikita natin, wala na siyang tulog kung paano niya gampanan ang kanyang trabaho upang maiangat natin muli ang bansang Pilipinas.
One last question before we have our break. Ano ho ang tutulho ba kayo o pabor kayo sa pag-extend ng martial law sa Mindanao?
Well, para sa akin, as a Muslim, I am very happy that the President will continue the martial law. Why? Not only in Mindanao, I think the entire Philippines. Because I believe, as a Muslim, martial law is self-discipline, self-purification, self-cleansing, self-virtue, self-investigation. So, if we have a martial law, everybody are disciplined.
Okay. Well, sa amin pong pagbabalik, makakasama pa rin natin si Philippine National Branch Head and Special Envoy to the OIC of the World Philosophical Forum na si Mr. Shariff Ibrahim Albani. Please stay tuned.